Welcome for math today. We are going to warm up with a fluency activity that we are quite familiar with called a sprint. It is on page number 19 in your Starry Night fluency book. Looks like such. Now the directions on this sprint read number sequences within 40. So what you are to do is write the missing number in the sequence. Some are going up, some are going down. Some are by ones and some are by tens. So pay attention to the pattern that already exists and take your time-ish. You still only have a minute. You want to do your best to complete and fill out what is missing. We're going to put 1 minute on the clock. You're on page 19 again, yes. 1 minute on the clock. On your mark, get set, go! Stop. Ding, 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 ding. I don't know why the bell didn't ring. I just know it didn't. But what I do know is that time's up. All right, so now we have stopped, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to check our work and see how we did. So, come on.
All right, yes, we're going to go ahead and we're going to check our sprint now. Our directions read, write the missing number in the sequence. So we're going to write the missing number. Starting at the top, working our way down, returning to the top of column 2, coming down to the bottom. You get it right, you give yourself a check. You get it wrong, give yourself a X. And we're going to count up how many we got right and put the number in the starburst. So, number 1, 3, 13, 23, 7, 17, 37, 30, 32, 35, 10, 9, excuse me. Number 12 is 10, 9, 18, 13. All right, we are now at the top of column 2. Question number 16. The answer is 14, 25, 26, 17, 9, 36, 24, 19, 30, 15, 35, 6, 12, 6, 20. Alright, so I think I got them all right, but if I got it wrong, let me know. But for now, I I say my score is 30. I'd love to hear what you scored, but let's go on and continue with our lesson. Come on.
Great work on that sprint. Let's go ahead and continue with our lesson. As I said, we are going to do our application problem now, which is in your Learn book on page number 63. So, learn flower beds in Holland. But yes, page number 63. Let's go ahead and read. Elaine and Mike were picking blueberries. Elaine had 19 blueberries and ate 10. Mike had 13 and picked 7 more. Compare Elaine and Mike's blueberries after Elaine ate some and Mike picked some more. Alright, so what we have here, we have Elaine's blueberries and Mike's blueberries. We're not mixing them up. We're not taking his from hers. Each of them have their own blueberries, which means there are 2 parts to this problem to give us numbers to compare using the terms greater than, less than, or equal to. That is still an option. So let's set up our paper. I'm going to have you set up. So let's create designated spaces for Elaine and Mike. So splitting our box. Elaine, Mike. So work out your information about Elaine here. Work out your information about Mike here. And then compare your results. Okay, I'm going to read the problem one more time just to make sure we got it. It says, Elaine and Mike were picking blueberries. Elaine had 19 blueberries and ate 10. Mike had 13 and picked 7 more. Compare Elaine and Mike's blueberries after Elaine ate some and Mike picked some more. Use your terms greater than, less than, or equal to. Okay, clean shot. Alright, so this is how I chose to work out the problem. I drew for Elaine. I used my quick 10 strategy and I showed 10 and 9 ones. I then crossed out the group of 10 because I know she ate 10 of them, which means 19 minus 10 is equal to 9. Alright, bet. So then for Mike, I also used the quick 10 strategy, but you'll see here I switched from circles to X's because the 10 and 3 ones shows what he had at the beginning, whereas the X's show me adding an additional part. So 13 plus 7 is equal to 20. And we can clearly see that 9 is less than 20, which means Elaine has less than Mike. Elaine's blueberries, she has less blueberries than Mike. So continuing on with that, our alligator's going to lose his teeth, but we're still going to keep that in mind, that rule. So we have 2 10s and 8 ones is blank to 3 10s and 7 ones. What would make this number sentence true? Which one should we use? Let me see. We're going to eat this. Or we're going to eat that. We're going this way. But we read from left to right. So 28 is less than 37. 28 is less than 37. So we're going to continue practicing that today. So like what would go here? Well, see, in this case, we can see the obvious difference in 3 10s is more than 2 10s. But in a situation like this, we have to check out where our 10s are the same. We need to observe what's happening in the ones. So what would fill in the blank here? Yes, 15 is less than 18. Remember, these are sentences. You have to give complete pieces of information. So we will use our symbols and our words together to practice a few problems on page 43 in your Succeed books. You know, I want you to succeed. So your homework book, the one to succeed, this is what we're doing together. This is what we are doing together. Page number 43. Alright, so in our examples, we see 40 is greater than 20. You see how the words and the symbols match. The words and the symbols match. That's what these words are for. We talked about this before in live and in these videos here. If you cannot read this, use what you know about the first sounds in words to identify greater, less, and equal. Well, we may not know E can say E with just one E, but we do know that only one of these words starts with the letter E, so that's probably equal, right? Yeah, all right. So in practicing, we have 17 blank 13. Go ahead and make that alligator eat the larger number. Boop, boop. Not even just thinking about it. Just make the alligator eat the larger number. Okay, now let us translate that from all symbols to a sentence with numbers and words. A number sentence. This is a symbol sentence, number sentence with all symbols, and here we've got numbers to equate to words. So if the alligator is facing this way, that is from left to right, blank is greater than blank. So 17 is greater than 13. 17 is greater than 13. Okay, good. Letter B. Letter B. Make that alligator eat the larger of the two numbers. Good. Good. Now, let's complete the sentence to make it make sense. Remember, the alligator is always going to eat the bigger number. The rule is we have to really think about is that we read from left to right. We read from left to right, meaning we have to start with whatever number in terms of making a sentence is on the left. So 23 is blank than 33. What is it? Less than. 23 is less than 33. If you don't believe me, what are you supposed to do? Or if you're, not even if you don't believe me, but if you're unsure of how to solve the problem or what the answer is, what can you always do? Draw a picture. Good. So let's draw a picture. Alright, 2 10s and 3 1s is 23. 33. 3 10s and 3 1s. Now, does my picture support my statement that 23 is less than 33? It does. Good. Which means I did it right. Let's look at the next one. What do we have here? What is the answer to letter C? Yes, these two are equal. They have the same value. So back to our teeter-tottering. So it's either this way. But notice, as I'm coming over here, in the middle is the equals, or so greater, equal, less. There we go. So what's happening here is that 36 is exactly the same as equal to 36. 36 is equal to 36. Pretty straightforward, I would say. What about letter D? What about letter D? What's happening here? Okay, let's look at the value in the tens place. 2 10s, 3 10s. Which one is more? 3 10s. Allow that alligator. Remember, you're making an alligator mouth, not an arrow. You don't want to point to the larger number. You want to chomp down and eat the larger number. Yes, you treat it like an open mouth, like Pac-Man. But I made myself laugh. Don't mind me. So knowing these symbols, the symbol that represents the number 25, the symbol that represents less than, the symbol that represents the number 32. Let's complete this sentence. 25 is less than 32. 25 is less than 32. Remember, we are opening towards the larger number, not making an arrow to point at it. We don't want to point at it. We want to eat it. First off, it's rude to point. How about it's rude to point? We don't want to do that. We're going to open towards the larger number. What about this one? What's happening here? Remember, check the tens place. And then if need be, check the ones place. What's happening? Okay, thank you. Yes, we're going to eat 38. So translating from eat 38, what does that actually mean in terms of a number sentence? Correct. 38 is greater than 28. 38 is greater than 28. Well, let's just look at it. Hold on. We had 38, 3 tens, 8 ones, right? Is greater than 28. I deposited, got rid of a group of tens, which means the previous number is a bigger number. There's more stuff in my hands. Just merely looking at what's in my hands. There's more stuff in my hands. 28. 38. 28. Okay, let's do one more together. I want you to tell me, what's this? Excellent work. Yes, 32 is greater than 23. Now, let's draw a picture for this one just to be sure. I'm going to actually use this space over here. So drawing 32, 10, 20, 30, 31, 32. We said it is greater than 10, 20, 21, 22, 23. So now, what we see happening here is something fancy. It's called never mind, we're not going to do that. No, I'm going to tell you. It's called palindrome, meaning that the digits are reversed. So 32, you take those same digits and you flip them and you get the number 23. The reason they're not the same is because the value of a 3 in the tens place is not the same as the value of a 3 in the ones place. Look, this is the value of a 3 in the tens place. This is a 3 in the tens place if I don't keep dropping things. This is a 3 in the tens place, correct? Well, this is a 3 in the ones place. Which one is worth more? Which one has a greater value? The 3 in the tens place, correct. So moving them based on what we know about place value and the value of each place changes what the number is, changes the value of the number. So just because there's a 3 here and a 3 here, they're not the same. They're not the same. 3 tens and 3 ones are not the same. If you gave me 3 tens and I gave you back 3 ones, I think you might have a problem with me. You might have a problem with me. Alright, so now I think we've practiced enough for today. Let's go ahead and show you what you're going to do independently / have a grown-up check it out. And that is your problem set. I did my remote. Sorry. Okay, so your problem set lives right now on page number 65. It is front and back. So starting with the front on page 65, going to the back of that same sheet of paper, you are going to complete some statements, sentences with greater than, less than, and equal to. This is the part that you know, hey, am I doing this right? You ask if you're grown up, older siblings, whomever is available and is assisting you with your work so that you can make sure you're doing it right. Then what you do independently to show evidence that you understand what's going on is your exit ticket. Your exit ticket. There are 4 individual questions. I will decide how they will be broken up. You will clearly see that in a few minutes when you click to that slide. But make sure you are turning in responses for all 4 questions. And words escape my brain. I'm sorry, I'll find them. And be sure that you see the Nearpod say tap to start over. That means you've actually come reached the end. Make sure you are clicking submit every time there is something that you've done, some work that you've interacted with the content. And let me know if you have any questions. I'll see you guys later. Bye.